late night session. The lighting is terrible. Very terrible. Trying to get the phone to set right. I gotta go do some stuff real quick. Let the light get on there. Hopefully the light will stay up kind of decent for a minute before I can move it around. What's up, Limoncello? Just bike stuff. I was going to call it Monday Night Raw, but in fear of retaliation, I was like, nah, let's not do that. The old wrestling. So I didn't call it Monday Night Raw. I just let it say whatever I was live or something. But, yeah, y'all come on in. I'm prepping the safety meeting, you know. Got the standard China crank. I trued it this evening. It's only got the 1/2 inch. I forget how deep it is. It's the same on both sides. Cleaned up my old Smollett case, and I'm gonna eventually find me a little case reed cylinder to use on either a 40 or a 42 stroke. I got a 40 stroke right here already ready, brand new. I've had for a year. I was gonna run the little case reed China doll, but I never did finish it. Maybe one day I will, but yeah, I just finished truing it best I could earlier. It came out pretty damn good. I'm not gonna drill any more holes. Just gonna do the one. Be fine. You know, get up to 10 grand and get out of it if I want it to last. My old rule of thumb. So plus I need to get new bits anyway. This ain't the one. This one or the other one. This might have been the one that died on. But yeah, Zilla 40 millimeter crank. A little bit bigger bolt there. Upgraded bolt here. I just plopped in the old Viton seals, some new seals on the case that I tore down and cleaned up. Got my 46 stroke RDM crank out of there. Washed it with some nice Oxy Bubble dishwashing soap. But yeah, I just put some new fresh rings in here over it. Gaskets anyway. 5 millimeter thick, perfect. Still got a little space in there before they even touch the bearings. So, and I may flop it back out and readjust it a hair. when I put the crank back in. We'll see. This one over here is pretty good. Mr. Arola, what's up? I'm just bored. I broke down my case, getting it ready for a 40 stroke or 42, probably just a 40 stroke. I already have it. I just need to buy a cylinder. Give me a cheap or not so cheap, cylinder. Like I said, it's not racing, it's for riding. So, even though I still want to have it tuned and riding good, I'll be running the China crank. Like I said, I finished truing it earlier today. This is the same style crank I've got running in the Athena over there, just the center hole. See what I can get away with. And it's running good and smooth. It does everything I need it to do. So, a little cheap way out, not going all the way. Does fine, especially if you get it true. But yeah, the case is prepped. Still got the same bearings that was in there. There were SKF in there that I stuck in this one. Evidently, the Piaggio's got the Timkins because I had two sets of the big ones, and I bought some SKF and some Timkins, and of course the cases they always came with the PGN, which is fine. So I still have the extra PGNs laying around. But these were still good. I just sprayed WD-40 in them, sprayed them out with air, wiped them out, put them back in there, dropped some Motul 800 back in them. Right to go. I might replace that bearing. It's still good. I got extra bearings in the freezer, but they were the last two that I got. I can barely see the chat. Yeah, that's the one I had on the bike, Leonard, with the big bore stroker I pulled down, and I pulled my 46 croak out and cleaned it up because it only had like 2 hours on it. I'll save it for another build, because I could build a saw with a 46 stroke, but I'd rather have a 45 for it. We'll see what stroke we really need once somebody goes ahead and chops the top off one of these $120, $5 cylinders. Then we'll see how much stroke we need for the big saw. So that's another reason for taking it out of here and saving that 46 stroke, because it's it's 445, but I want to see what it's like when it tops off. We need a 45 or a 46 for it. But that's neither nor here nor there. I'll be happy with running a little 40 China crank, which is as fat as the RDM one. But anyway, it can't spin as much as the RDM crank, but I don't need to. If it gets up to 10 grand and gets out, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I already had the crank in there before I put the seals in there. Just put it. I still got to go back, run me some screws back through the holes and do a final cleaning. I've washed and cleaned it and everything, but I didn't run my screws back through the holes and make sure all the threads are super clean. I need to watch it before I get oil on my bed. I probably already did. Put a little oil in there too. A little oil up in there. Yeah, she's brand new, but never been ran. That crank. Asia's still brand new too. We only had a couple hours of run time on it with that crank. Yep. Brand new seals. Shitty camera. Yeah, your style in it on the bed. Maybe we'll move it over here. We'll get a glance at the I think y'all got a glance of it the other night on Jared's. See if I can get a little light in here for you. Yeah. Well, now you can see that I really shortened it up. Hold on, get out of there. Maybe I'll turn the light off. Okay. She's not very long now. Lots different. .32mm intake. What's up, Mike? Oh yeah, it's perfectly short. I got it in there. I got it in the zone. Nothing's touching. I mean, I got it tucked in there. It's off right there. Intake kicked up. The elbow. Yep. I was going to ride today, but didn't. I said, fuck it. I was playing some video games. Yep, she's set up and ready. I fixed that the other day, like I showed y'all. Jared couldn't really see it good. Fixed that the other day, and yeah, barely checked the head bolts the other day. They're tightened down after I did a run or two around, run to town and back, and around here once or twice, and then I barely checked them, and then yep, that was it. Yeah, if I go back to work in the morning. But yeah, I'm really happy with the crank. My true, and I had my calipers out, pinching, letting them ease while it was rolling. Oh yeah, it was in the zone, buddy. When I was checking it by hand. But yeah, happy with the old little crank. Lightly sanding. Yeah. It's hard to see up in there. And if you ever get scuffs on the case, that's just a little dent, bumping it with something. They easily dent. This aluminum it easily dents. Even though the cover will be covering that, I don't know how. I just bumped it, and it just dents easy. So battery watch, yeah, you don't ever want to do nothing around here. Keep these perfect. But anyway, if you have a little boo-boo or something on the edge you want to take care of, get some like 320 wet, and just barely hit it with that 320, and it'll take that shit away. You don't want to hold it long. You want to just get it wet, rub it, and then come back with your raw finger and feel it. And if it's gone, it's gone. Don't do it no more than that. But the 320 I found out is really nice. What's up, Mike L? Got the China crank ready for it. China crank. I just got to figure out what cylinder I'll put on it one day, because then again, it may have to go to a 42 with a 12 pin. We don't know yet. We'll see. Damn shoulder hurts. Yeah, put some pressure seals in it. Look like a little wobble sided right there. I'll just pop it back out. Wait. As you can see, it's still got a little room there for it hits that bearing. That's what you want. You don't want your seals to rub the bearing. It'll be okay if they do. They'll wear in, but you really don't want your seals to rub against your bearing. with the rotate. Let's see if we get in there. Anyway, here's what it is. You ready? I just got to get the clutch shaft. I'm probably gonna do a China clutch shaft. We shall see though. I got to get the RDM. This is the sealed, brand newest clutch I got. A little sealed bearing clutch I had put in the billet case. With the RDM spring that had to trim down to fit inside between those old clips that I had to trim the ears down. But this is his extended shaft with his nuts. This piece he made right here. He didn't make the China piece down here, but he made this piece. He made the hardened pin that goes through here and the rod. That's all RDM, except for this piece and the bearing. And this one back piece. This top piece to the clutch gear is RDM made, which is very nice. I'll just have to break it down and save the shaft and stuff for another day because I don't want to put the shaft back in there. I'm going to put a China shaft back in that case when I put the China crank on it. But I'll probably get another small spring and set it up like that. That way I don't have to worry about no safe clutch or nothing like that. Safe clutch is down there on the floors. I'm good. I got the springs so good in this one, yeah. I'll just put it on that one. Not even have to worry about it. Let me go wash my hands from this little bit of oil that's on that case and set that case over here out the way anyway. And the crank. I already got oil on the bed. Yep. Let me go rinse my hands real quick. I'll be right back. Right back. Yeah, I wish I had a vertical case though, Mike, too. It's the only thing I don't have. I got two of them case reeds. I want to need a vertical case. I'll be right back. Sorry. I was making a cup of coffee. But yeah, we're going to let it go for a little while. Oh yeah, it's been sunny. It's been a little too hot and sunny down here. We done had our early days that were nice and pretty for a couple months, and then yeah, you get anywhere close to June and July, then yeah, it's too hot. We're just waiting on fall again now. Yep. It's a good cylinder. Did you port it any, Mike, like on the intake side, or you just got it? What did you do to yours, Mike? L. First time I ran mine, I didn't do nothing to it at all. Nice, nice, nice. All I did this time was I ported the intake all the way in, so you know obstruction of flow, which helped. Yeah. The only thing I can't do, well, I can do it. I had to do it with a magnet. Was when I use a China crank on a billet case, I can't clock the thing like I normally do with a China crank. I can't like the little small adapter. You can't use it inside the case, but you can rotate the magnet if you can get the magneto. If you can get it to stay in place, which I did see the guys online. So y'all need to be looking online. I think it was Kelly and some other guy. He was some other guy's idea, and I think Kelly's helping him or something like it, where they're rekeying the KTM magnetos to run the China crank, so they'll fit on the China crank, and that's perfect for us running the China crank in a billet case, because then we can just, I guess I'd say perfect. Yeah, it's perfect because then we can. They're still using the keyway. It's not a slip fit, I don't guess, because we're needing a slip fit where I can rotate it. Otherwise, I'm still going to use the Parma kit to help control the timing on the. I'm still going to use the Parma kit to help control the timing. So that'd be your next bet, Mike. If you haven't got one yet, try to get the Parma kit. You'll run better and cooler. If you hadn't already got one, I forgot Little Evil had one on his already for the last year or so. I forget how long he had his, and then when I seen it, I was like, "Oh, he's running the Parma kit." I was like, that also helps why his shit sounds awesome. Besides being tuned, like you got yours tuned right now. I think you're on the China CDI. Try the Parma kit now. Just try to get out of it by 10,000 so it'll last. KTM does fit the cranks you got, Leonard. Them 46 and 45s have already him. They fit them. And they slip fit, so you don't have to use the magneto as long as you know you got your timing marked and you know where you're putting it. Retest it every time you set it to double check when you come out. Let me go get my coffee real quick and we'll finish our talk. Yeah, the reason I wish I had a vertical case is because the cylinders are cheaper than the horizontal cylinders. Cheaper to run. Like I said, I hadn't picked one out yet or nothing anyway. We could surf the internet together here in a minute if we wanted to. But I'm not trying to go on no deep dive or nothing. We could just surf around and kill time. We might try to make it to the hour mark. We'll see. We're just now at finna make it to the 29-minute mark, and I've been goofing off in the background, making the coffee, talking to people. But yeah, the green bike's an animal with the Athena on it right now. She's got the, like I said, she's got the SP timing plate. She's running the Parma kit. I got her timed and dialed and 11:36 gearing. Yeah. SP spring, a lot of SP parts. I think my plate though is RDM. I think it's my Gen 4 plate, my favorite plate. It sings like a bell when I hold it in the middle of my pinky and I click it on the edge with the other finger. Ding. Yep. 11:36. High speed chicken feed, Leonard. No. Never for sale. It's the first love. I get more enjoyment out of riding and building than I would getting money for it. Yeah, 660 is fast enough. Like I said. Yeah. I could go down on the gearing, actually. I could go to a 40 on the rear. But yeah, should be an RPM animal then. She's already turned up. The 36 lets me cruise if I want to cruise a little bit. But other than that, she's turned up. She just wants to go after a certain amount of speed. She just wants to keep going. But yeah, if I did a 40, it'd make it even, everything would happen faster. So now I'm just going to keep her just like she is. If I had the 38, I'd put a 38 on there. I wish it was more dished instead of at the hub. I wish it was dished over a hair away from the hub. I still may order one day. Never had a 38. 36, yeah, I got a 40 in the bed, in the closet in there. No, I'm just saying, like the one like Leonard, like the Raul got the Rebel Gear, the steel one, a steel one, yes. These engines need a steel sprocket because it's going to heat that aluminum one up. That aluminum one's a couple years old now, so it will be wearing out before long. Still good right now, but Yeah. Do 1138. Be a sweet spot. Yeah. Once I figure out what I'll build on the other case with the China crank, it'll eventually go back on the other frame because the mounts don't fit those type frames. The front mounts are different shit, different size. And I could get a different mount, but I'm not going to buy a different mount. I can just put it back on the other bike one day, leaving the green bike how it is, unless I need to adjust a muffler back, or otherwise it'll stay like that for a while. Hopefully for a long time, as long as the Athena lasts. We'll just say that, because it runs and rides so good right now, and I hadn't got to ride in a week and a half, just going around my driveway, letting it pull me to see how it pulls doesn't count, and it pulls me good from the start, and yeah, all around. Yeah, they too low for me. I need like 36 or 38. No more than a 40. I don't want nothing bigger than a 40 and nothing below a 36. I'm good. That's my range, and I'm sticking to it. Forty's as big as I want to go, ever. I want to go no bigger than 40. Yeah, you make the bike, you make it yours, cowboy. I've had that frame like 5 years. It's got a lot of miles on it. If I was to get up close to it, you would start seeing the rock chips on it. She got a little wear on her, but I keeps her clean. She need a fresh coat of oil on her. Mainly that other side over there with the pull chain. They got a lot of little rock chips right there and stuff. Nothing damaging though. All that smooth to the touch right there. That's been sanded down. All that smooth to the touch like butter. It looks rough, but that's like butter. Standard China case. Original case I built it on. Cheap carburetor I bought long ago also. Keeps it clean. It's that Yamaha pipe I cut and chopped and twisted and refitted for the Athena. I got it off Tree Land. Let's see if I can hit y'all with the light again. I need a new sticker treat laying. I need I got some holes in the case cover, you know. I wouldn't mind having a fancy cover to go on my China cases for that thing. That's the only cover they don't make, and when they did, they didn't sell them to the public. Fit bike brakes. $203. Oh yeah, y'all seen my clearance. This big old hunk of metal. I got the grinder out and made clearance. That's also smooth. There's no jagged edges, none of that. That was also sanded with sandpaper after I finished grinding down, making, because it does float on here, on these little, I forgot it floats on there. Once I took it apart and was looking at everything, shit just slides off. Bloop, bloop. But that little bitty nick that you seen, it's a little bitty nick. Tick, 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 tick. Well, yeah, I like triple clearance to all that. I mean, how many years has it been since before I started getting that problem? At least 2. So everything else is great. But yeah, like I said, went back with sandpaper, touched up everything, smooth as butter. So yeah, I fixed that after we had that problem. I addressed it quickly. Yeah, see how nicely that sensor fits in there? It won't do that with the China head without clearancing. So we had 41 minutes. I can't believe we made it this long. A little impromptu live. I didn't plan on really going live, but I was bored. Couldn't find no one to actually play a decent round of freaking PUBG with. All the teammates usually sucked. And then last night I was playing this round and I landed right over in the little village right away from them before we even jumped though. There was like 2 guys and this seemed to be like a girl. When she first talked, it sounded like, you know, one of a Shira. And I was like, ah! And that's why I jumped to a different area. And then, you know, later they talked. I was like, I'm gonna meet up with y'all. And then they died. And then the bitch mode come out. And the one of the 2 guys that's usually with a girl that's playing video games. She's always accompanied by 1 guy, sometimes 2. One of them's always a bitch, if not both. But they was like, have fun playing by yourself. And I was like, oh, I will. They left. I went on to win squads and playing solo with like a 5 kill in PUBG. Oh yeah, screenshot that bitch. Locked it. Maybe I'll download it. They had to be in the 30s. They were straight fucking bitches. Damn adult fucking punks. It was real funny though. I was running and getting drops, airdrops and shit, level 3 and up, out of my mind. What's up, Willard? Yep, I was getting level 3 out of my mind. I mean, yeah, a little nibby intake. is the perfect fit for the little PWK, unless you got a super tight fitting like Mike L, which is, I wish I could get my carb that close in there, but I can't. Yeah, but the little nibby intake, I don't care about their carb, but the little intake is really nice. It's non-restrictive, it's high flow. It's at 21 PWK perfect. They have a couple of different angles. So yeah, I could recommend them, any one of those little intakes to any one of y'all. Because it was a decent price too. I think I got it on eBay. I'm gonna check right now. Yeah, $15.63. Nibby Racing. By Nibby Racing, Nibby Dash Racing on eBay. $14.24 plus, whatever it cost me, the little tax or the free shipping. What was it? Free shipping from Hebron, Kentucky. You want to make sure that your stuff's coming from inside the country when you order, people. So you always look over here when you scroll down, and you make sure it says shipping, free shipping, located in Hebron, Kentucky, United States. I'll give you an estimate, but you just want to make sure it's inside the United States. Inside of your country for best result. Yep. 48 millimeter inside. That's what the PWK is on the outside. Fits nice. And that's a, oh yeah, maybe carburetor. If I had to. But yeah, the last two things I ordered were these O-rings for the Avenger size head. I was showing Raul. They got all kinds. What do you want? You go over here and you pick the size you want. So drop down, then you just scroll and scroll. You want to go to a 98 by 94? Yeah, they got that too. But yeah, they have different classes you can pick on. See, this one starts at like 51 by 47. That way they don't cram them all into one big scroll here. But see, you got 5 packs and 25 packs, and that's the real deal, was the 25 pack. But the 5 pack was cool. It was $8.35 plus shipping. I think it was $13 and some cents. But that's your O-ring size for Avenger on a small head. 58, 54, 2. For a 52 millimeter Avenger. Avenger. Or Menace. But yeah, I got me some certs the other day too, because I'm getting ready to slowly look at the YD case on that 2-stroke cylinder y'all seen me get. Somebody got it in one of my comments. Somebody picked out what it was. Nobody we knew, just somebody randomly that seen it and was like, I know what that is. I've been looking at them too. And I was like, bingo. I don't know who he was, but someone who dabbles in mechanics of sorts, But anyway, yeah, these are my certs for the YD case to run 6 millimeter studs or whatever. with a cylinder for making this cylinder fit. And I just got to be able to. I gotta get a spacer just to see what's going to happen. I need to get a spacer, and I got to do some cylinder work also. But I need a spacer for a wide E case, 50 millimeter size, so I can, dry stack everything to see what else I need to do to get that cylinder to fit. Do I need to make the spacer shorter? Do I need to cut some of the bottom of the cylinder off? What do I need to do? So, nothing soon with that setup. Like I said, I still got to it's in the works. Y'all seen it right there, huh? Oh, y'all see what that is? I got me some air locks in. I got me some Red Star dry wine yeast 5-pack. Oh, snap. Oh, I got me some of this right here, some sanitizer. Oh, y'all know what that you know what that means, huh, Leonard? It's about when fall season starts. I'm gonna start up a batch of you know what. Boom. So yeah, there's a little surprise at the end of the year. I'm gonna go prepping the. When I make wine, I make a 5-gallon, 6-gallon thing at a time, because you're gonna end up wasting about a gallon anyway from the leftover shit in the bottom. Once I transfer it once or twice, I end up losing about a gallon. My wine is 10 times better than any. I've attempted the beer once or twice. I know the first time, even as I was so clean. And there's so many ways to make the beer, though. Beer fucking sucks. I hate fucking beer. But I make a badass made wine. And it's been some years since I made some. I still got all my tools. Still got carboys. I think I got 4, 5, or 6 gallon carboys. The big glass ones. I know I got 3. I think I got 5. I'm only gonna do one of them. I might do a small batch of some mead. I never made mead. I attempted to make mead in the 1 gallon glass thing I got years ago. I didn't stay with it. Something happened. I don't remember what happened with it. But yeah, my wine was awesome. Cleanliness, sanitization, everything has to be super sanitized, clean. Cleanliness, like everything, people. But yeah, I end up getting one of the Vineyard's Best pre-mixed, and I'll end up adding whatever, a couple of extra my own sugars and flavors in with it. Mainly just like some brown sugar and maybe some cinnamon sticks. That goes into the wine and or into the mead also. But yeah, I'm gonna make a small batch of the mead too, so I can have some wine bottles of it. But if the base wine, when I make the big jug of it, I'll be able to send a couple of them out. I'll just have to figure out how to wrap them, because I'll definitely send Leonard one. After I'll let it, cool down. Because if you know anything about making alcohol or liquor, even though I don't drink, I don't care much for it at all, but I will drink my own homemade wine chilled in the refrigerator. I'll have a glass of it every once in a while, but I don't make it, so I'm damn sure not going and buying it. But, yeah, I'll be getting ready for that. I'll bring y'all along. I'll show y'all some of the pictures of the, my old notes when I was first started. Yeah, we got a local honeybee farm right here. It's clove, honey, and it's got some. I'm sure it's got some of the crap from my yard in it. All the cloves that did in the yard this year, and the crepe myrtle. Yeah, I don't think it was a good year for the bees anywhere. Yeah, I'll be getting some, making some of the mead, but the wine was more important. The mead is a side thing on the side. I'll probably have to buy a case of bottles. I don't, because I forget how many bottles I can get out of the five. Once it's down to where I'm transferring into bottles, I forget how many bottles I got the first time. I don't have enough, is what I'm saying. I still have bottles out there cleaned in one of the big plastic totes where I got my bottle capper and some sterilized capsule crap and bottle caps. And still got a Ziploc bag of number 7 or number 9 corks. My corking machine. I don't know. I'll show y'all something you all could do if you was bored. You have to check your local state laws. I can't make whiskey, but in my state, can make up to 100 gallons of wine a year, or up to 100 gallons per adult in the household. So, like, if your wife in your household, you can make 200 gallons a year. You can't sell it. You can only give it away and drink it and give it away at parties. You're not supposed to sell it when you're making it for personal use like that. That would be like bootlegging. But yeah, same way with beer. I think you're allowed. I thought it was 500, but I think it's just 100 gallons per person a year. But if you got like 3 adults in your household, that's 300 gallons you're allowed to have. Sorry to get off topic, but yeah. Got off topic like a mofo. They had all kind of little 4-stroke motors on eBay and stuff you could look at. 3 and 4 speed. If you're talking just normal bicycle, then yeah, you're not supposed to have one more than. There's not supposed to be 2 people on a motorized bicycle. I don't know about your state, but mine is illegal. If it's a motorized bicycle, only one person can be on it at a time. I know my laws. I don't know y'all's laws, but I know my state laws for motorized bicycle. Most all of them. So when I speak on the law, I can only speak on what I know from my state. My state says one person, no matter what. Now, if it was an emergency, it'd be fine, trying to get away or something. Yeah. As far as I know, though. What you saying, Mike? You running a B9? What you running that B9 in? Your Athenas? I got an 8 and 9 right now. Not a dash 10 though, just a regular BR8 HS. Oh yeah, Florida. Hey, we like Florida. Our boy Jared D's from Florida. So if you don't know about Jared D, he'll be going live tomorrow night. We'll be all on there. Maybe we'll be on our best behavior. Maybe we won't. But either way, you come stop in. Let's see, like right now, I can go to your channel, but if I was over there and you weren't blue, I wouldn't be able to go to your channel and check you out and see that you have only been around for about 6 months on YouTube. No politics at the Jared's. No politics. I don't do politics here either. So it's a politic-free zone. Though it may cross our lips. I didn't say Israel was Satan. Not me. It wasn't me. Propaganda. How long have we been on here? Too long. Y'all got me talking crap. Yep, it's an hour mark. All right, I got to get off. Y'all got me talking about crap besides my bicycles. All right, that's the hour mark, people. I'm getting off here. Not too late. Yeah, I got to work in the morning. So thanks for stopping by. I'll holler at y'all later.